What's up, buddy? How you doing? How you been? Are you excited? Are you as excited as I am for the future of our favorite franchise? That franchise, of course, being Star Wars. And where does Star Wars go next? Well, turns out we're actually going back into the past with Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show. And that's what we're talking about here today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button to get all the exciting Star Wars. I sound so dismal, you know, like I'm putting on. No, I love Star Wars. It's the best. Look, here's the deal. Disney has not done the best job with Star Wars, okay? But I'm always cautiously optimistic. I don't hate some of the stuff they've put together. I hate some other stuff they put together. That sequel trilogy, my God. But it does seem like maybe they're finding their footing. Mandalorian it's all right. It's watchable. Book of Boba Fett, I don't love it, but it's not, destroying Star Wars in the same way that sequel trilogy did. But here's why I'm worried about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a very important character. He's a very important part of this Star Wars lore. And I would argue that George Lucas already kind of screwed up a little bit with those prequels. Now, I'm not a big prequel fan either, but I will say one of the best things that came out of them was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not the best. I had to watch him ride a lizard at one point. That was ridiculous, if you remember that fight. But Ewan McGregor did a very good job. But here's the thing. Now we're doing an Obi-Wan TV show. It's going to be set between the prequels and the original trilogy. And I have some concerns. And I've had some concerns since this was announced. And these are concerns that I've had about the whole idea of filling in these little Star Wars stories. Now, let's take a look. So Entertainment Weekly has gotten the cover story. And we are going to take a look at the trailer. Let's be clear. This will be a trailer, whatever. Let's save that until we know what the hell we're talking about here. Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan McGregor lights up the Star Wars galaxy for the rematch of the century. Well, that right there is something I want to talk about. But let's keep going into this story here. EW has the full scoop on Disney's Obi-Wan Kenobi, the exclusive return of McGregor as Kenobi, but also Joel Edgerton as Uncle Owen. Well, there you go. Never mind. This project is fantastic. We got Uncle Owen back. That's the last thing I needed to hear. The last thing you needed to tell me was, we got Uncle Owen back. I don't care who's playing Uncle Owen, for the love of God. We also have the franchise's fearsome new villain in the form of a relentless inquisitor named Reva, played by the Queen's Gambit, Moses Ingram. Is that the pretty lady from Queen's Gambit? The queen herself? I like her. All right. So here we see some stuff from the show. How do I see these pictures? Ewan McGregor humping a wall. I don't know what that tells me about Star Wars, but okay. There's trouble around every corner. What kind of Obi-Wan will we meet? Says star Ewan McGregor. We find him at the beginning of our story. Broken, faithless, beaten, somewhat given up. Interesting. That is interesting. I'm trying to save my comments till I get a little more ideas what's going on. Okay, so this is not the Queen's Gambit lady, because the Queen's Gambit lady was definitely white, unless she really got dressed up for the role. Okay, as Force-sensitive Inquisitor Reva, Moses Ingram will prove a formidable new foe as she seeks out Jedi in hiding for the Empire. Now, I do find this interesting, and we have Deborah Chow directing, which is great. I forget, she directed some episodes of Mandalorian, but I don't remember which ones. Ruthlessly ambitious character. Okay, now this is a good setup for a plot. Seeking out the remaining Jedi. Because that was always the thing. You're like, wait, did they kill every Jedi? I mean, because there was a lot of Jedi, and they were scattered all over the universe. And then we returned Return of the Jedi. The Jedi were back. Then, of course, we eventually did The Last Jedi. And you're like, is she really the last Jedi? I mean, it's always confusing about how many Jedi are, like, secretly alive, secretly dead. Where was Grogu during all this? But this is an interesting period of time in the Star Wars universe. The Empire is obviously building up its forces, and hunting down the Jedi will be kind of the focal point, which is a good concept. I'll give them that. I mean, it's a pretty obvious concept, but at least that's a good hook. Obi-Wan Kenobi is... Oh, so he moves to Tatooine immediately. I guess we did see that at the end of Revenge of the Sith, that he's just like, I'm going to Tatooine. I guess I'm going to watch over baby Luke from a cave. Which was actually a thing they talked about, was they started making the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and then they realized, wait a minute, this is the exact same show as Mandalorian. It's about a baby, except this time it's baby Luke instead of baby Yoda, and a weird fighter guy, Mandalorian versus Obi-Wan, who's trying to protect a baby. They're like, we're making the same show again. We got to figure out how to do that differently. So I think they're getting rid of the whole trying to save baby Luke aspect of the show, and it's going to focus entirely on this Jedi fighting, hiding, and running from the Empire. They share a common dark side goal, says Reva of the Darth Vader. They're on the same team. She looks good. It's a good little costume. All right, I know there's some people out there right now, some of my colleagues, who right now are going, I don't know, it looks kind of woke. Why does she have hair like that? Jedi aren't supposed to have that. I don't know. They probably have stupid things to say. I think it looks great. All right. Life in the slow lane. Obi-Wan likes to ride around. All right, some of these pictures are not that exciting. But okay. Wow, he looks very distinguished now. He's definitely grown. And we're going to get that classic thing. You ever see the classic meme where it's like, it's only been 20 years. How did Obi-Wan go from a young, kind of rugged-looking guy to an ancient old man? We're going to find out. Here's Uncle Owen facing down the Inquisitor. All right, and Obi-Wan maybe getting some death sticks. Is this also on Tatooine? Oh, no. Okay, but he is going to go to the new planet of Daiyu, which sort of has a Hong Kong feel to it. I was going to say, one problem we've been running into is we got to get off Tatooine. Mandalorian, it's all on Tatooine. Book of Boba Fett, Tatooine. Every movie we go to Tatooine, or we invent a new Tatooine. Like, where was Rey from? Jakku. It's basically just Tatooine. No, enough sand planets. Time to explore the universe. Okay. So let me get into what my problems are and the problems I've stated. Now, the problem is that we know the stakes for this character, Obi-Wan Kenobi, because we've already seen his future. We know he ends up an old man living on Tatooine. We know that he meets Luke and whatever else. He goes on a little adventure. So it's going to be very hard to build drama. Okay? This lady is hunting Jedi. Well, I can tell you one Jedi she's not going to hunt effectively. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because he ain't dead. And there's also big talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, again, facing off against Darth Vader. We're going to have another epic fight between those guys. Yeah, it's going to be kind of cool to see that. I'm sure the fans will love it, and it'll definitely be a lot more exciting than the fight we saw in A New Hope, which was the worst lightsaber battle ever. It's sad to think that was their last fight. But we, again, know how it's going to end. It's going to end with neither of them having any scars. They're gonna hit their lightsabers against each other. I mean, it's not like you can cut Obi-Wan Kenobi's hand off. It's not like you can slice him out. Maybe you can give him a scar that we didn't know about. But ultimately, it's gonna end with them banging their swords against each other and going, "Oh, I'll see you again, Obi-Wan Kenobi." And he goes, "I'll see you again someday, Darth Vader." And they're gonna go their respective ways. The problem is gonna be, how do you build the stakes in a show where for the major character, you already know his journey. This is all backstory. This is all prequel. Now, obviously, we had the prequel trilogy that was all about characters that we theoretically knew their journey and where they were going to end up. And I'd say, even though I don't like how the prequels played out, a lot of people did like seeing that backstory filled in. Sure. And you can find some intrigue and answer some interesting questions. How did the Empire rise to power? What were they doing in different systems? Was there resistance against them? Maybe we'll see the formation of the rebels. What happened to all the Jedi? It's all going to be interesting, but it's really going to come down to, how do you build stakes for this show? The real way to do it is going to be, and what they have to do is they have to introduce characters other than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, so they have this lady. Hopefully we'll meet some other Jedi and whatever. I don't really care about Uncle Owen's adventure, but sure, he's there. But I think they need to introduce some characters. A great example is Ahsoka. We remember Ahsoka from Star Wars. This is a character who we knew nothing about. And so when they made that Clone Wars show, we were like, oh, well, now I'm kind of invested in her story, learning about her. I don't know if she's going to live or die. I don't know what's going to happen to her. And that's why I think the Obi-Wan show is going to have to find characters other than Obi-Wan to focus on, that we don't know their eventual fate, we don't know their destiny, and that there can be questions there and mysteries to uncover and character growth and just things that, again, are not already planned out and dictated by the story. That being said, all we've seen so far is you got Obi-Wan and this lady. And Uncle Owen. Uncle Owen's back. Thank God Uncle Owen's back. The most important character in Star Wars. I want to see some more characters. I want to see some more locales that aren't Tatooine. And with that in mind, let's take a look at this trailer and see if it does what I want. Or is it just fan service? Is it just Darth Vader? Is it just stuff we already know about? Let's take a look at Obi-Wan Kenobi, the official teaser trailer coming to Disney Plus with 12,000 likes over on IGN movie trailers. Okay. Tatooine. We never see Tatooine. We've never been here before. We just got Book of Boba Fett.
The fight is done. We lost.
Whoa, is that young Luke Skywalker? Oh my God, it is. So this is about, what? How old is that kid? 6, 7? Looks like 7 or 8 years old. Wow, so this is like 8 years after Revenge? That's crazy, unless that's some other kid. But I imagine that's Luke Skywalker. I don't know.
Stay hidden.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
All right, hold on. I gotta say, man, the best thing about Star Wars is always Empire designs. I don't know if this is a ship that already exists. I don't know. Some Star Wars fans are gonna tell me this was in a comic book, but man, just having this weird technological monolith with the red and black Empire stuff and a shuttle flying into it. I think about the Galactic Star Cruiser, which does not look like Star Wars at all. This is Star Wars. Look at this. This looks so badass. All right.
Is patience.
Hold on. We got a guy. All right. So you guys in the comments have to tell me. Again, I have not watched that Clone Wars TV show. I don't know every Star Wars secondary character. Is this a new guy or is this a guy we already know about? But I'm excited. Again, it's a character that I personally don't know, that I can, hopefully not know exactly what his path is, and it can add some intrigue to this series, again, which is about an old guy who I know did some stuff, but ultimately ended up hanging out in the rocks of Tatooine. That's what I'm worried about, is Obi-Wan's journey going to be the exciting part of the Obi-Wan show? I'm like actually more interested to learn about other characters, and I hope that they do something with that.
Jedi cannot help what they are.
I'm just trying to see if there's any. Ooh, one of those stupid looking face people. Jedi cannot help who they are.
Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
Oh man, I love stupid umbrella lightsaber spinning, man. I'll say this, it's looking pretty good. It's definitely got a TV budget though. This shot right here, this looks terrible. This is like the most obviously green screened background I have ever seen. I can see the soundstage. Here's the soundstage. Here is the crappy CG background. So they're definitely working with the TV budget here. Some of it looks good. Some of it looks like Kids WB. But let's keep going. Oh yeah, that looks great. See, this looks great. Still a little bit cheap, maybe. Should be using like nicer lenses or something. But I love that background. Very Blade Runner, obviously. Very nice. That's a pretty cool little logo thing. Whoever came up with that should get a raise. All right. Well, obviously it's a teaser trailer. What can I really say about this show? It looks solid so far. Nothing standing out is like, oh my god. The only thing that really stands out, again, these shots are terrible. This looks terrible. Everything's a little okay. We went out to, like, this is clearly the California desert. I've probably been here. I think that's where they filmed that one Boba Fett episode. It's so funny when you live in California and you go, oh, you guys just went out to Vasquez Rocks? Yeah, of course you went out to Vasquez. At least color correct the planet a little bit. Make it a little more, make the grass purple or something. It's not very alien. It just kind of looks like you went, oh, nice little, what is it, stormtrooper butt there? Very excited about that. So, I don't know, man. What can you say? There's not too much here. I'm hoping that they flesh out these characters. Who's this? Is this Obi-Wan with a gun instead of a lightsaber? I want to say this is a different character, because why would Obi-Wan be running around with a blaster? Why would he not just have his lightsaber out? So I'm wondering who that is. I was going to say I'm excited, but how excited can I be for one silhouette of one character? I don't know, man. There's not too much to say. All I can say is, I'm cautiously optimistic. As I always say, guys, I don't hate Star Wars. I really don't. I dislike many aspects of Star Wars, okay? But there is something about this universe, especially the design. I love the designs of the ships, of the bad guy, the Empire, the Rebels, and then the dirty, broken apart tech. It used to be science fiction. It was so sleek and clean, and Star Wars made it all dirty and rusty. That's what I love. That's one thing I hated about the prequels, was everything looked way too clean. Everything's dirty and rusty and delicious. I love it. So I'm cautiously optimistic that we get some of that. Again, I'm just worried that it's going to turn into, like, where are the stakes? What is at risk? Like, here, this lady is threatening Uncle Owen's life with a lightsaber. Where's that shot? She, like, pulls it out. It's like, oh my god, I wonder if Uncle Owen's okay. Yeah, like, right here, is that supposed to be Uncle Owen? How do you feel? How do you feel any fear? How do you feel any worry when you go, well, I know that guy's gonna survive. It's Uncle Owen. He's not gonna get cut down here. We see him in the later movies. So we have to see what they're gonna do with that. And again, I think the solution would be, don't focus on Uncle Owens. Invent new characters whose lives are hanging in the balance, man. Less of the familiar. There's this big thing in Star Wars where they always want to show you characters you already know. They're very afraid to invent new characters. And I think they got to stop that. I think they got to start really, taking some creative risks and inventing some new characters. Otherwise, we're going to end up with, and this was a movie I criticized heavily, Solo, a movie that was just fan service, just characters you already know, nothing's at stake. Han Solo's going to be fine, Chewbacca's going to be fine, Lando's going to be fine. There's no way the Millennium Falcon's going to crash into anything. Okay? You don't have stakes when you know where all the characters come from and are going. You need to invent new guys for us to follow. We need more Ahsokas. Give me more Ahsokas. That's what I want. But why don't you guys tell me in the comments, did you watch that trailer? Did you watch it with me? Did you watch it by yourself? Are you alone in your room, furiously excited for this Obi-Wan character to go run his lightsaber around? Or do you have some of the same concerns as me? Is it really going to be fun to watch a guy fight Darth Vader when we know at the end of it they both turn around and walk, in separate directions? I don't know. It's going to be hard to write that and make it work. Sometimes Disney nails this sort of thing. I think Rogue One was solid. Sometimes they get it horribly wrong, as we've seen in a variety of projects. Again, as with every Star Wars project, cautiously optimistic. Fingers crossed. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the Veto Nation here in 2022. And we got more cool videos coming soon.